I am Kimberly Thompson, and the date today is August 10th, 2025. It is a privilege to present my strategic interpersonal communication plan, a personalized framework designed to deepen emotional attunement and relational presence in both clinical and personal environments. In this presentation, I will share six key components: my behavior blend and background, interpersonal barriers, a focused goal, effective strategies, an implementation plan, and a concluding reflection grounded with faith and purpose. In interpersonal communication is the international exchange of verbal and nonverbal messages that shape relationships and influence behavior. France and Wiegel 2020 described it as a cornerstone of therapeutic connection, while Peterson 2015 emphasized the role of humility and emotional presence in healthcare and human services. Communication requires clarity, warmth, and grace. My uniquely You profile highlights empathy, emotional responsiveness, and consensualness. These traits help me connect deeply with patients in fast-paced settings. I've also noticed a tendency to emotionally overfunction, carrying others' burdens while minimizing my own. Raised in a culture that emphasized stoicism, I often relied on professional detachment. Now I seek to balance that with vulnerability, authenticity, and compassionate presence. My upbringing taught me to remain composed rather than vulnerable. That created distance in personal relationships and limited emotional expression. Working in behavioral health has shown me that communication is not just what we say, it's how we show up. My journey now includes practicing consequences, transparency, and humility in all interactions. In moments of high stress, I sometimes interpret others' messages through the lens of past trauma. This emotional filtering may lead me to withdraw or overanalyze, which limits clarity and connection. Mindfulness, prayers, and practicing before responding help ground me and reduce distortion. Selective listening is another challenge. When focused on tasks, I may overlook emotional cues and disconnect from relational needs. Peterson 2025 described internal distractions, fear, stress, assumptions that inhibit authentic connection. Developing emotional presence and slow listening will improve empathy and trust. France and Wiegel 2020 cautioned that emotional detachment reduces relational effectiveness. These barriers also conflict with my spiritual goal. To reflect Christ-like humility, patience, and attunement, I want my communication to be healing, to listen with grace and respond with wisdom. Foster emotionally attuned presence in both clinical and personal environments. This goal is essential as I prepare to become an emergency medicine physician assistant. In trauma-informed care, being fully present creates safety and connection for those in distress. I will apply Peterson's talk-listen technique, using eye contact, gentle silence, and deep attention. Listening with my ears, eyes, and heart allows space for others to be seen and heard. It affirms dignity and presence. I will practice emotional congruence, sharing my thoughts and feelings truthfully and warmly. Vertino 2014 highlights that congruence strengthens trust and authenticity. Being transparent helps deepen emotional safety in relationships. Setting emotional boundaries allows me to reflect before responding. Rubin ETAL 2020 emphasizes that boundaries help prevent emotional overload and support self-regulation. Creating space protects empathy and maintains relational clarity. Warm nonverbal communication includes eye contact, open posture, gentle tone, and caring facial expressions. These subtle cues help build trust and emotional connection, especially important in trauma care environments. I will be intentional with presence and body language. Using the Johari window model, I will reflect on my communication. Open self, traits I know I express openly. Blind self, habits I'm unaware of. Hidden self, emotions and fears I've kept private. I will expand openness and reduce blind spots to build self-awareness and relational depths. Weekly rhythm will include journaling to reflect on emotional patterns, prayer before and after shifts to center my attention, seeking monthly feedback from trusted peers, completing silent listening drills to improve mindfulness. Each step supports emotional presence and growth. Week 1 through 2 began journaling, praying practices. Week 3 to 4, role play scenarios and gather feedback. Week 5 on through, I will use a personal rubric to access growth in empathy, listening, and congruence. My implementation process translates theory into action. I will evaluate progress using self-assessment rubric. Key metrics: empathy, active listening, emotional congruence, mentorship, reflecting, and monthly check-ins will hold me accountable. Growth is cultivated with consistency, humility, and support. To conclude, I've described my behavior blends, barriers, goals, strategies, and plan for implementation. Proverbs 25 reminds us the purpose of a person's heart are deep waters, but one who has insight draws them out. New International Version. I commit to becoming that insightful communicator, listening deeply, responding with grace, and leading with presence. Thank you for journeying with me through this plan toward relational healing and personal impact. Have a wonderful day.